Howdy folks, working on a Blazer today. Had the lovely check engine light come on yet again. Well, service engine light, same difference. For that pesky EVAP leak code P0455 that I've been chasing down, and I finally gave in and decided to make a homemade smoke machine, EVAP smoke machine. Right there, I've got a video on that. Not making it, just an overview of how to make it, because I was in a hurry when I made it. So yeah, I've already diagnosed this thing and I know what's wrong, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it, how to use a smoke machine to find an EVAP leak. So first things first, I've previously tested the purge valve up on the intake and the vent back on the back of the Blazer. I don't know if I have a video on that one just yet, but I will. I know I have one on the purge valve, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to test everything else. So what I did was, underneath, if you guys remember the purge valve video, the purge valve on my Blazer is right here on the intake, right there behind the coil. There's a hose that connects to it, a poly hose with a quick connect thing. There's a green cap on top. Now if you had a real smoke machine, you could unscrew that and screw that right in there and be fine. But what I did is I disconnected the hose from the purge valve, took my smoke machine with a brass nipple on it, taped up with electrical tape to make a snug fit. Just took that, move that out of the way, and I inserted that into the hose end snugly. Like this so. So that takes care of the front. Alright. Now, this is going to be the more of a DIY, because I don't even have a DIY version, because I don't even have a scan tool that I can electronically trigger to close and open the purge valve or the vent valve. So I'm going to show you what I did in the back for the vent valve right now. Alright, we're under the Blazer in the back. So on this, it's a 4-door model, so the purge valve, the vent valve, which is this contraption on the 4-door model, is mounted right here behind the spare tire. So you gotta drop the spare tire out. Now, on every vehicle it's different, but most of them, as far as I know, they tend to be. And in the case of my Blazer, electronically, the purge valve is normally closed, so to open it, it has to be applied pressure, electrical signal. In the back, it's normally open. The vent valve is normally open. To close, you have to apply an electronic signal. It all comes from the computer. So, if you had a fancy scan tool, you could trigger your vent valve to shut. Now, that's one way to test that the computer driver works. For that, I don't have that capability. You could also back probe the connector and close it, or you can, which I would not recommend if you don't know what wires are for the computer, or you can unplug it and just shove some little alligator clips up in there and into the connector on the valve itself right there and close it. Or what I chose to do is remove that completely. I took a bolt, wrapped it in electrical tape, shoved it in the line. Now you just have to be careful there is an O-ring, so just be careful about that. Everything else, I showed you the purge valve, the vent valve, the charcoal canister is right here, and a little bracket between the frame rail and the lower quarter / bumper cover in a tight position, and all the lines for it connect right there in the back. So now for the reason why you want to shut your vent valve. When the car is running, the vent valve closes. That's how your EVAP system works, okay? And so instead of the fuel vapor venting out through the charcoal canister through the vent, okay, the vent closes and the fuel vapors go up to the front of the engine and get sucked in to be burned. So when you're testing the EVAP system, you want this to be closed, because if you tested it with it not energized or open, you're guaranteed to have a leak. That's how it's supposed to operate. You're supposed to be able to vent with the car off. So you want to alleviate that. We're pretending the car is running normally. You also want to make sure that your purge valve is closed. Mine is normally closed, so we're good. If yours is normally open, you'd have to make sure it's powered to be closed or blocked off somehow. Which, in my case, it's disconnected, so we wouldn't have to worry about that either way. So next step, hook up the smoke machine, start creating smoke, put a little bit of pressure behind it just to blow the smoke through the system, and we'll check everything. Okay, I'll show you. My leak was pretty obvious. I already diagnosed this and know what's wrong. I am doing this before I tear it all apart so I can find the part to order. Alright, so remember we stuck the nozzle from the smoke machine into the line at the purge valve. I'm going to connect my negative cable. Positive is already connected. Start creating smoke. Let that build up for a minute. Then we'll hook the air line to it at a very low pressure. Okay, it's hard to see on camera, I'm sure. However, I can hear a leak, air pressure leak. And you can see the smoke. I'm hoping you can see that on camera. And to find the smoke, you can just follow the smoke and blow the smoke away and see where it's coming from. As I said, the air compressor does kick on quite a bit. So I got to messing around, following the smoke, and it was coming from up above the frame rail. Okay? Up in here. Up above the frame rail, and I could feel the air coming. I just kept blowing and kept blowing, and I touched this line right here when it says caution fuel flammable. Okay, and it snapped. It's bent right now because it doesn't matter anymore, but it just goes into a steel line right here. And it rusted through, and as soon as I touched it, snapped the rest of the way off. So that there is my EVAP leak that I've been chasing forever. Make sure you got your safety squints on. Gotta love the rust belt. So that is how you use an EVAP smoke machine, homemade smoke machine, to find an EVAP leak. And I wish I'd done this sooner and made this sooner. This is, I like this thing. So glad I made it. It'll make your life a heck of a lot easier. So it's the end of this video, and I guess I'm tearing this apart to try to get that line out so I can order it and replace it and get this thing hopefully buttoned up and good to go and start having some fun with it instead of always messing with it and trying to get it fixed. So I finally have some fun and move on with some big plans I got scheduled. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more. Facebook, Instagram, you can find me, both K30 Crazy. And as I end all my videos, stay crazy and have a good one, people.